Hey everyone, Tara here and welcome back to my channel for another figure review, and today I've got something rather unique for you geeks and fans out there. So there he is, Microcosmos MC-01S Elvis metallic version. I really don't know how these third-party companies come up with these names. I mean, Elvis, why not something like 5 Lion Superbot or something? But never mind that, because what I have here is an amazing legend scale masterpiece of the VOLTRON that probably most people know and love. So let's get right to it. So starting from the packaging, on the front you can see the VOLTRON logo, really nice. And on the left side you have the figure itself. On the right side you have the box modes, because this figure does turn into these little box storage mode, which is a bit pointless but fun, I guess. On the back you have a really nice posing of the figure combined, and underneath you have the 5 little lions. And underneath you have, I think that's the waist part of the robot, so on the top you have the face. So if you actually open it up like so, you can pretty much tell that this is the standing portrait of the figure, which is a quite cool little touch they've added onto the box. So here they are, the 5 lions that make up VOLTRON. Obviously, as you can see, I did not transform these two because, well, they're the exact identical with their counterparts, so there's not really much point in doing so. They all look amazing together, I have to say. A bit disproportionate. As you can see, the head of these two are quite bigger than the Black Lion's head, which is a bit weird, but nevertheless they do look amazing together. Especially this metallic paint really looks awesome on each and every one of them. So let's put these aside for now and go on to the Black Lion. Of course, the metallic paint, as I said before, is quite stunning. You have the red on the wings, some red here on the front, and for the most part you've got this really nice metallic black. You also have some silver for the legs, and that's the same for all the lions and also for the face. Now every one of these little lions comes with its own weapon. So in the case of this one, you have actually have 2 cannons that go onto the back. So if you see here, there's 2 holes and you have these 2 tabs, so they just attach in there like so. And it looks pretty good. I mean, there's not too much detailing on them, they're just painted, so there's not really much to say about the accessories they come with. Unfortunately, they don't come with the original accessories that the old VOLTRON used to have, or the 3.0 has. And what I'm talking about is the little daggers that they hold in their mouth. But nonetheless, you have these 2 guns on this one, which are quite nice. Again, the paint is quite good, but I would like a bit more paint here and there than just this all black that they have used. Now as for articulation, starting from the head, the top part is on a ball joint, so you can rotate around, move it up and down, and you also get a secondary joint on the inside part, which allows a bit of a bob movement, which is quite cool. And going on to the front feet, you have a butterfly joint in here, which allows you to pull this out for a bit of a much more intricate motion on the shoulder blades, let's say. And this is also a pin, and this does come off quite easily, so be careful with that one. And then you also have 1, 2, 3, 4 hinges, which allow actually pin joints, which allows for a lot of movement on the front. You also get waist rotation, but there's a lot of things coming in the way, so you can't really fully rotate it until you actually transform it. And for some reason you also get this sliding joint, which I think is used for the box mode. And as for the back legs, these are on a hinge, so they can move back that far, this far front. And you again have 1, 2, 3 pin joints and a ball joint on the toes. So again, you have quite a wide range of articulation. And last but not least, the little tail has 1, 2, 3 hinges, which allows it to move quite a lot. And you also have the 2 wings on top, which are not really used in the lion mode. So that's pretty much it about the black lion. So let's move him onto the side and bring one of the leg lions. So here we have the yellow lion, which makes up the left leg, if I'm not mistaken. Again, pretty amazing color. I really dig this metallic paint they've used. And you also have, of course, the yellow, and actually it's more like gold rather than yellow, but you also have this red here as opposed to the blue lion, which has silver and red for the number. This is complete red. And again, you have silver for the front of the mouth, silver for the legs, and this gray off-white for the tail. And this is not metallic, unfortunately. I would like to see that being also. And you also get some gun gray metallic here and on the top parts of the legs. So overall, again, the paint is lovely design. One thing I forgot to mention, on the black lion, you can open up the mouth. So this you can do on all the lions. As for accessories, you have this missile launcher thingy. This looks more like a vent than an actual weapon, but never mind. You can attach it onto either side of these holes here, like so. There's not much to it. I mean, I wouldn't expect too much from this figure, considering this is just a legend scale, and it probably is impossible to fit all the actual weapons that these lions have. Now, as for articulation, as I've said before, the mouth can open, as do all the lion heads, and you can move this upwards, and this is because of the transformation. And you also get a very weird joint here on this part, which it looks like a hinge, but yeah, it's like a double hinge which can retract on itself. So this is there mostly for the box transformation, but I mean, you can utilize it if you want to do so. Like, you can have him sitting down. So that's quite cool. Now, as for the legs, these are on a hinge on the inner part and on a ball joint, so you can have a full 360 rotation. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4 pin joints, which allow for quite a wide range of movement. Again, these are quite articulate little figures, and I have to commend them for that. Now, there is no waist on this one. The tail is the same as the lion, the black lion, so you have 1, 2, 3 hinges that allow for direction in movement in both directions. And for the hind legs, again, you have 1 hinge and 1 ball joint, so the movement is more or less the same as the front, but you also get a bit of a toe bend here at the edge, so that's quite cool. I would like to see that toe hinge on all the legs, to be honest. And I'm not gonna go through the blue one because they are identical. So let's get on to the smaller lions. So here it is, the little red lion. Again, really amazing color. This metallic paint, just, I can't get enough of it. And I mean, these two are the smallest ones, so there's not much detailing on these ones. I mean, the company has tried their best, but it's as far as you can get with these little small figures. Now, as for weapons, they do come with this little... This actually does look like a missile launcher. So this attaches onto the little hole here, which is on the back of the lion, like that. These attachments are quite hard to get in, so I mean, it's quite a decent look. Again, I would like to see a bit more paint on these weapons instead of just pure gunmetal gray on it, but what can you say about it? So articulation, the head, mouth can open and close like with the rest of them, and you also get an up and down movement on this hinge right here. The legs can be extended out onto a pin joint, and you also get a ball joint, so you have full 360 rotation, and you have 1, 2, 3 pin joints here that can move in both directions, so that's pretty good. Then you move down into the midsection, you get this joint, which mostly is there for the box mode. You also get a side-to-side bend, which is for the arm movement, and you also get a rotation. Quite a movable waist, this line. And onto the back, again the feet can be extended on a pin, and you also have a ball joint in there, so you have full 360, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4 pins which move in both directions. So overall very articulated, and you also get the 3 standard joints for the tail. As for size comparison, here they are with Voyager Leo Breaker or Leo Prime. I mean, he quite towers over them. Here they are with Lego's Venom, who is way taller. And here they are with another Legend scale figure, Iron Factory's Primal Commander. So as you can see, he's quite bigger than them, at least in their line modes. So let's get to transforming these ones. So starting from the black line, you just want to come to the back, flip the tail inwards like that, and this little part that's left, fold it upwards into the main body like so. You just want to straighten out the legs downwards, and you want to have every single part of them straight, because these are just gonna slide into the lion legs like so. You want to just flip the panels down and the side panels also. As for the front legs, you just want to rotate this upwards so you have enough space to move the hinges all the way around, so that it just lands like that, and then you just want to rotate it so that the red part is facing the chest area. And do the same on the other side. Rotate it all in and around, and then just rotate that to face downwards. So last but not least, you have to open up the mouth, and the head is inside there, so you just need to get your nail in there and pull down the face, and just open it up like that, and there you have the main body all set. I'll put that to the side for now. So coming on to the yellow leg bot, again what you want to do is come down here, flip this all the way outwards so that you can actually fold the little tail inside. So you fold the tail, and this part here is on a slider, so you just want to slide it out and rotate it, and that's gonna slide back forward, so it has to have enough clearance there for the black leg to go in. Now as for the back legs, you just want to fold them so you fold them all the way around on each hinge and just push it in there, and it's gonna stay there. And do the same on the other side, fold them on all hinges, and that's pretty much it for the hind legs. Now the head, you just want to flip it upwards like that, come back to this little panel we opened up before and just close it in on itself like so. It's on a double hinge. And now as for these legs, what you want to do is these have to be rocked inside, so you have to rock them down like that. So it's just gonna go down there. Do this on both sides like so, and now these need to be folded straight so that they form the heel. Just like that. And now let's go on to the little red lion. Again, now this folds differently, so what you want to do is you want to lift up this part and just fold the tail on itself all the way in and just close it. This part here on the back needs to be flipped downwards, and it's really hard to do, like so. Now these legs, they're a bit weird, they don't actually rest anywhere. All that you can do is just flip them around onto this joint so that they form kind of like a triangle. And they pretty much just stay like so. That's how it's being shown in the picture. So I'm gonna do the same on the other side. Fold it around. So you have the little triangle, and then just rotate it so that the angle looks like that. So, and you want to come to the front legs, fold the top part towards the upper side of the body, and then just flip the rest of it like that. Do this on the other side also. So that's the other arm as well. Let me bring the green one also. So to connect everything, pretty simple, starting from the feet. As you can see, there's a tab on both sides on each of the feet, and that's just gonna slide into the back here, like so, and just push it in, and that's pretty much it. And you do the same for the other side. Just align that tab and push it in, and it stays in place quite decently, I have to say. Now as for the arms, you have these two pins here, and they just go into the holes on the side, just like so, just like so. And then last but not least, you just want to flip the wings up and open up the little robot horns, and there you have him in his bot mode, MC-01 Elvis, aka VOLTRON metallic version. And I have to say, it looks stunning. The colors, as I've said before, and I will say it again, and the paint on this metallic version is completely worth it. Of course, this is not a 3.0 VOLTRON, but this is not the price of the 3.0 either. This only costed $75, and it's absolutely worth it. So getting a closer look onto the face, as you can see, again, we have that silver on the top, and you also have a silver mouth area, and you also get yellow eyes and some blue paint all around his eyes. And as for the rest, I mean, it's pretty much the colors of the lions. There's not much difference, but now you can also see the really beautiful sigil in the center. Now as for articulation, this thing just blows it out of the park. I mean, it can pretty much pull off any pose. And starting from the head, you can rotate it, it's on a ball joint, so you can do a full 360. He can look way up because of the lion transformation, obviously, and you still can use that bobbing function of the second hinge. Now, going on to the shoulders, of course you have a hinge joint here, which allows you to do a 90-degree bend, and then you can also utilize that butterfly joint to pull off some really crazy poses. And you have two rotations, one on the inner one and one on the little lion position. So you have to be a bit careful because this tends to pop out. You also get a full 90-degree bend on the elbow and a full rotation on the lower part of the elbow, and if you so like, you can also use that secondary hinge used for the box mode to have a full 180-degree bend on the hands, on the arms. And as for the wrist, you don't actually have any wrist rotation, you can only move it up and down. And of course you can open up the mouth to put his weapons. Going down onto the waist, you have full waist rotation, but it tends to hit on one of the little edges here, so it's a bit hard sometimes to do a full. You just need to move it on that slider, but it will go eventually. Though I don't want to scratch the paint. And going further down onto the legs, you just move out the skirts. You can move the skirts out of the way in both front and back, and the side ones, so you can do a full 90 bend backwards, full a bit of more than 90 degrees frontwards, front. And also you can do a full split. You can actually do way more than a split. You can pretty much pull off a V, which is crazy. And of course you have it should be a double bend because you have a secondary hinge here, but because the little lion feet get in the way. Let's see if I move them. Yeah. So if you move them a bit out, you can do a full 180-degree bend, but as you can see, these need to be moved a bit outwards so that you make enough space for the thigh. Now unfortunately you don't have knee rotation, but you do get thigh rotation. And further down, as for the feet, again, as I've said before, you can utilize this weird double joint in here, which again is used mostly for the box mode, but still you can use it and you can pull off any crazy pose that you like. And I mean, I pulled that off with just minimum fixing of the parts, so that's quite nice. Now a bit of a negative part is that the lion's legs don't really stay in place, so it's quite easy for them to move out of position. And I guess that's something I would like to see, like small tabs that would secure like the feet here or the ones down here, but I mean, other than that, this thing is quite perfect. Now as for accessories, of course you get the amazing sword. This looks phenomenal, to be honest. And to attach this, you can just open up the mouth. You have a little hole in there and you can just attach the peg from the sword like so, and he holds it pretty well. And then you also get the shield. It's basically two pieces. This one just allows it to be attached either here or on the other part, so he can hold it in variable ways. So again, to attach it, you just open up the mouth and just put the pin in, and he can hold it like so, and if you so like, you can just remove it from here and have it onto the side. So you can pretty much attach the shield however you like. Now as for the other parts, in the instructions it doesn't really show what you do with them when it comes to the robot mode, but if you so want, you can still use the pegs that these attach to in the lion mode. So for example, these ones, if you so like, you can attach them onto the slots on the shoulders, on the biceps. Oh, stay there. He is a bit back heavy because he's got a bit of tie cast in the top part. Fortunately, I would like a bit more on the front sections of the feet so that he's a bit more stable. But with a little bit of work, he can stay, and he's quite solid for the most part. So if you want, you can attach these weapons there, and you also can attach these two on the respective placements. But it looks a bit silly, so I'm not really gonna use them. And you also get these little plastic effects, which you can put in his arms, and it looks like he's summoning the sword, which is quite a cool thing. Though I would like to see maybe a few more effects that can go onto the weapons or something, but I can't really complain because for the price I got this. Whatever he has with him is quite amazing, so I'm happy for that. Now as for size comparison, again, here he is with Lego's Venom. Here he is with Iron Factory's Primal Commander. And just for a bit of a sneak peek, here he is with Fury Leader, aka Fourth Party Nero, who absolutely towers over all of them. I have to move the camera like a few meters back to actually get him in view, so still, I mean, it's pretty decent size for a Voltron that costs only $75. So to summarize, just freaking buy this. It costed only $75, and believe me, you need a Voltron in your life, a defender of your universe. But seriously, if I have not mentioned like 100 times already how good this thing is, let me say it once more. This is a legend scale masterpiece. Yeah, you might not get all the gimmicks and cool extras you would find on a 3.0 company figure, But remember, this thing costed much less than the 3.0, and it looks amazing on the shelf. This thing is extremely posable and it's easy to play with and have fun with, and believe me, I've played with it a lot and this thing is solid. So there you have it everyone, I hope you've enjoyed this review. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and do follow me on my social media accounts, links in the description below, so you can keep updated, because I do have a giveaway coming soon, and I know a lot of you will be interested to have what I'm giving out in your collection. So till next time, stay geeky and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.